In an effort to get the online retail giant Amazon to relocate their new world headquarters to Newark, New Jersey, the Newark City Council voted unanimously to add to some of the state tax incentives they offer up to $2 billion to get that headquarters in Newark, New Jersey. Joining me now is South Ward Councilman John Sharp James. John, welcome to Chasing News. How are you?
How you doing, Bill? I'm all right. Great to be here.
Let me start off by saying there are some that are looking at this and saying it's corporate welfare. You're giving away billions of dollars that the city desperately needs to a giant company that already has so much money. How is it in the interest of Newark residents?
It's no secret that the city of Newark has a high unemployment rate. This will bring over 30,000 jobs. The number's even been as high as 50,000 from what I've heard or been told. So in this way, we can stop raising taxes. We can establish new revenue for greater services to improve the quality of life in the city of Newark, pay for more firefighters, police officers, better city services, better equipment. And again, for those residents, we will reduce their taxes.
Let me ask you this, John. Some people say that a giant like Amazon is going to come in. A lot of the high-paying jobs are going to end up with their own people. They're going to relocate people here to New Jersey. Is there any stipulation on hiring local residents?
Absolutely, there are stipulations. Absolutely. We will not let this happen without that. But we believe that to pass on this Amazon opportunity will be a failure on our part, and we think it will truly transform the city and the South Ward.
John, thank you. Keep up the great work. Let's bring Newark all the way back.
Thank you.
All right, I also caught up with Deborah Salters. She's a former candidate for Newark City Council and not so happy with the city government's move.
You're promising these jobs, but are these the jobs that are creating the wheel, or are we being cogs in the wheel? Are we the $15 an hour laborers, or are we getting those six-figure salaries?
Let's bring in our A+ panel for tonight's show. Bill, I'm going to start with you. Yes, sir. Your party. Tax incentives, something that Democrats tend to beat up Republicans for offering. And here you've got Ross Baraka and the Democratic Council in Newark offering billions in tax incentives. I think I've heard Democrats refer to this as, let me think of the word, corporate welfare.
And I've said it too. And let me say this to you. You've had Democrats, Ray Lesniak, one of the most liberal members of the state Senate, was the champion of tax credits, the father of most of the tax credits we have at the state level. This is a race to the bottom, though. When New York puts a tax incentive or Pennsylvania puts a tax incentive out there, we rush to beat them, right? And you keep undercutting each other in this race to the bottom.
Jeanette, isn't that the point? I mean,
that
race to the bottom. How much worse can things get in this state?
There's a reason why we need these tax incentives to make New Jersey's business climate palatable. It's because it's one of the worst in the country, Bill. And that's why we need these tax incentives to bring Amazon here. They're not just going to come here because they like New Jersey and like to eat pork roll.
Free pork roll, not a bad idea to be on the list of incentives.
Sweeten up the pot.
Jeanette, are the cities their own worst enemy? I mean, you've got crime and you've got people resisting, local folks resisting some of the most basic things that these cities need, like police force, increased police force, and jobs.
Well, and I agree, and I think their concerns are warranted, but they're short-sighted. I think you need to look at the big picture here.
I think that fight's worth having, making sure that there's something for them at the table. It's not just Amazon coming in to benefit themselves.
I think John Sharp James is speaking for his constituents.
Absolutely.
I would agree.